Ever wondered how a jet engine works? The answer lies in the basic principle of Newton's third law of motion. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. The jet engine generates thrust to propel an aircraft forward by spewing out a stream of air backward. First, the process starts with the intake. Air is sucked into the jet engine through an intake. In turbofan jet engines, air is drawn in through a large intake at the front of the engine. Then comes the compression stage. The incoming air passes through a compressor, a series of blades that compress the air. The compressor increases the air pressure, priming it for the next step. Next is the combustion stage. The compressed air mixes with fuel in the combustion chamber. The air-fuel mixture is then ignited by a burner. This process produces hot gases that expand the air. The fourth stage is expansion. The hot gases from the combustion chamber flow through a turbine, a series of blades mounted on a shaft along with the compressor. The heat energy from the gas is used to rotate the turbine, which in turn drives the compressor. Then we have the exhaust stage. The hot gases exiting the turbine are directed through a nozzle or nozzles to the rear, creating high velocity. This process generates a counterthrust in line with Newton's law of action and reaction. Finally, we have thrust and propulsion. The expulsion of gases at high speed generates a thrust that forces the aircraft to move forward. This is the basic principle of aircraft propulsion generated by a jet engine. Aside from these main steps, some modern jet engines, such as turbofan engines, have additional stages involving a large fan at the front of the engine. This fan helps to draw in more air and increases the engine's efficiency. Jet engines can vary in design and configuration, including turbojets, turbofans, turboprops, and more, depending on the needs and type of aircraft. However, the fundamental principle of action and reaction remains the bedrock of how a jet engine generates thrust to propel an aircraft forward. In summary, a jet engine works by sucking in air, compressing it, mixing it with fuel, igniting the mixture, and then expelling the hot gases to generate thrust. This process, governed by Newton's third law of motion, is the heart of aircraft propulsion. Whether it's a turbojet, turbofan, or turboprop, the basic principles remain the same.